Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So this video is going to be the first installment of a 4-part series. This is going to be the Warlock Masterclass series. So the first video is going to be, about Torture Mastery, explaining everything about Torture Mastery. We're going to break down some numbers and stuff. Second video is going to be Hydrain, some tips, tricks, stuff like that with Hydrain. Third is going to be Plate Lock. We'll probably go over a few different builds and, you know, exactly what stats you need to look for on Plate Lock. And then the last one, we're going to go over the hybrid builds. And there's a lot of those, so that's going to be a really good video. But yeah, let's get to this first one here, Torture Mastery. All curses inflicted upon enemies restore 2 magical base healing with 15% scaling to the caster with each instance of damage dealt. But the downside is all your spells are doubled when running Torture Mastery. So Torture Mastery is very interesting, right? There's only 2 spells that actually work with TM, which would be Curse of Pain. Deal 15 magical damage to target instantly. Additionally, deal 15 magical damage distributed over 8 seconds. And Power of Sacrifice. Deal 3 magical damage per second to the target while increasing their strength 15 and vigor by 15 for 12 seconds. These are the only 2 curses that work with Torture Mastery. But the good thing about this is you can cast 1 Curse of Pain and 1 Power of Sacrifice on 1 enemy, and you can heal with each instance per curse, right? So say for instance you're healing 2, you know the base Torture Mastery, it's 2 health per tick. Say you're healing 2 per tick on Power Sacrifice, right? And 2 on Curse of Pain. That means per second you're going to be healing 4 if you have both curses on 1 target. So that's 4 per second, with no scaling whatsoever. With only 1, you're only healing 2. So that's kind of the benefit. You can curse these 2 different curses on 1 opponent and heal double. The downside is, when you are running Power of Sacrifice, this is technically not a damage spell, this is a buff. So when you do curse an opponent, you know, another player specifically, you're going to be giving them 15 strength and 15 vigor while you're also taking life with Torture Mastery. So you got to be careful when you give Power of Sacrifice to certain players. Like, it's kind of scary if you're getting pushed by Barbarian. Chances are you're not really going to want to throw a Power of Sacrifice on a Barbarian because you're going to make him even stronger and he'll potentially be able to one-tap you. But say you're running up against casters like a wizard or like even another warlock, you're pretty safe to hit him with a Power of Sacrifice, because giving him another 15 strength really isn't going to do much to you, because you know, if they're just using spells and stuff, they're not really going to get any benefit from that outside of the extra health they get from strength and vigor. So one of the most important things about Power of Sacrifice is if you miss your curse, it self-casts, so you end up hitting yourself with the curse, which, as you see here, does 3 magical damage per second for 12 seconds. So that's 36 damage to yourself mid-fight if you miss. So you have to be extremely careful when casting this. Your best bet is to use Power of Sacrifice on mobs, and then use your Curse of Pain on PvP. Because if you miss the Curse of Pain, the only damage you get dealt is the 8 it costs to sacrifice for using the spell. This, if you miss the Power of Sacrifice, you lose out on 8 for casting the Power Sac, and you also lose out on 36 damage over 12 seconds. So you're down 44 HP, which is a lot of HP. It's almost half your HP base kit, so you have to be super careful about this. You always want to make sure you hit your Power Sacks. So one of the most common perks that people normally run with Torture Mastery is the perk Vampirism right here, which is you gain 20% magical healing bonus. But we broke down the numbers today, and actually my opinion on Vampirism has changed since I actually went in the dungeon and tested, you know, all the magical healing with Vampirism and without. And we're going to throw the table up above right now. So, as you can see here on the table, we tested no Vampirism with 3 magical heal, 6 magical heal, 9 magical heal, and 12 magical heal. With Vampirism and without. So, as you see here, it's 3 magical heal. The first tick is 2 health back. The second tick is 3 health back. And this is with only 3 magical heal. So, essentially, you're getting 5 HP per 2 seconds. And then you look at the far end of that, which is 12 magical heal. You get 4 health for the first tick, 4 health for the second tick, which is 8 health over the period of 2 seconds, which is about 4 health per second. That's without Vampirism. With Vampirism, the beginning skill is with 3 magical heal. You get 3 health for the first tick, 3 health per the second tick, which is 6 health per 2 seconds. So if you look at the differences here, the only benefit you're getting on the 3 magical heal would be 1 extra HP per 2 seconds when you run Vampirism with 3 magical heal. And this is, remember, this is only with 1 curse on 1 enemy, not 2 curses. So this is just 1 curse. So technically, you're only getting 0.5 HP per tick when you're only running 3 magical heal with Vampirism. Only 0.5 more HP per tick with Vamp. But if you look at the far end, with Vampirism, you get 12 magical heal, which is 5 health per tick on the first tick, and then 5 health on the second tick, and then it just alternates. Meaning, every 2 seconds you get 10 HP. So as you can see, it jumps from 9 magical heal to 12 magical heal. With the Vampirism, it jumps up 2 HP. So you're actually gaining a solid 1 HP per tick if you run Vampirism with 12 magical heal. So all in all, I personally don't even think Vampirism is worth running unless you have at least 12 magical heal, because honestly, I don't think a perk slot for 0.5 HP per tick is worth it, because say you do have 2 curses on opponents, right? That's only 1 health per tick. With the 2 curses, I mean, 1 health per tick, 1 health per second extra for 1 whole perk slot just doesn't seem worth it. But if you have it with 12 magical heal, it'll be roughly 2 health per tick extra. So, you know, you can kind of, that seems to be more worth it with 12 magical heal. So, yeah, that's just my opinion on that. I never really looked into the numbers of Vampirism until now, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, why have I been running Vampirism? It's almost not really worth the perk slot unless you're with at least 12 magical heal. But yeah, those are the breakdown of the numbers. That might help you guys out. Let's go on to the next part here. So another perk that people like to use with Torture Mastery is the perk Curse Mastery. So all Curse Mastery really does is extends the duration of all your curses by about 30%. So your Curse of Pain extends from 8 to 10.4, your Power of Sacrifice extends to 15.6 seconds, and Curse of Weakness extends to 13 seconds. So there's like some misconceptions about what Curse Mastery actually does. For the spell Curse of Pain, since Curse of Pain's damage changes depending on how much magic power, magical damage you have, it actually doesn't increase the total amount of damage that you do with Curse of Pain. The damage is split up per tick because of the duration, but it allows you to heal more. But on Power of Sacrifice, it's a little different. Power of Sacrifice is a static spell that does 3 damage per second. So because the duration is extended, Power of Sacrifice actually does more damage with the curse. But also keep in mind, Power of Sacrifice is more of a buff than it is actually a damage spell, because it gives you, 15 strength and 15 vigor, so you don't really want to rely on that anyway. But yeah, so Curse Mastery is pretty much just for extending your curses, allow you to heal longer, or allow your curses to weaken your enemy for a longer period of time. Another cool thing that a lot of people don't understand about Curse Mastery here is if you have 2 Warlocks in your team, right? One has Curse Mastery, the other one doesn't have Curse Mastery. You guys both of your debuffs can stack at the same time. So if one person curses somebody with Curse of Pain and the other person curses them with Curse of Pain, and one has Curse Mastery and one doesn't, they'll be dealing double the damage over time debuff. So it allows you to heal off the same target with both your curses, which is really strong. And they get dealt double dot damage. So that's something to keep in mind. It's actually really strong. So whenever you're running, duos, Warlock, make sure one person's always running Curse Mastery so you can do it, a ton of damage over time. So another cool thing that you can do is if you're doing with a Cleric, right? And your Cleric is running a perk called Perseverance, and Perseverance reduces all incoming damage by 2. If you were to hit them with Power of Sacrifice, which deals the 3 magical damage for 12 seconds, which is 36 damage, it'll reduce the incoming of Power Sac by 2, meaning instead of 36 damage over 12 seconds, you'll only be dealt 12 damage over 12 seconds, and you'll still get the 15 strength and 15 vigor, which, if your Cleric were to just pop a potion beforehand, and then you as a Warlock curse your ally Cleric with Power Sac, they're pretty much not going to lose any HP because the potion will just heal them up, and then they'll just get 15 strength and 15 vigor, which means they'll hit extremely hard and be super tanky. So, that's kind of a little cheat code there in case you want to run a Cleric Warlock duo. It's really insane for making a Cleric frontline. So go ahead and give that a shot. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so that pretty much sums it up for Torture Mastery. It's not that complicated. There's just a lot of little tricks and stuff that you can do with Torture Mastery that makes it kind of cool. But yeah, I think Torture Mastery is probably one of the best builds. And you can be pretty diverse with it too. Like, you can run Torch Mastery with pretty much anything. You can run it with a Hydra if you have enough magical heal. You can run it with Plate Lock. You can run it with hybrid builds like with Demon. You can run it as just full caster with Phantomize. I mean, you can do so many different things with Torch Mastery. It's probably one of the best, and it's probably meta right now. Probably you should be running Torch Mastery if you're playing Warlock right now, especially since the buff to 15%. Because I know before they buffed it to 10% and then they doubled it to 20% scaling, and then they shadow nerfed it back to 15%. And I think 15% is a really good spot for Torch Mastery, because anything above that was getting kind of crazy. But yeah, that pretty much sums up the episode 1 here of the Masterclass series for Warlock. If you want to hop in the Discord, it is in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see me live, I'll probably be on Twitch. If you want to follow me over there, probably in like a day or two. I don't know when I get all these done. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Everyone, have a good one, and I'll catch you later.